This is the Lamu Port, located at the Kenya coast. This modern port is expected to be completed later this year, which has stirred a lot of excitement amongst the traders in the region. Going by the Belt and Road Initiative that was launched in 2013, this port here is expected to open up the region for trade. We are going to be speaking with one of the site engineers named by Regan Ojuku, who is going to be taking us through this project. Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Please introduce yourself briefly and then introduce this project to the viewers.
Well, my name is Regan Ojuku. I'm the site engineer of Superstructure, and here we are constructing the third berth of the Lamu Port, and as you can see, it's already complete. This project is an evidence of the One Belt and Road Initiative, and it's an evidence showing that the Belt and Road Initiative is natural.
Please tell us, so how this port is going to directly contribute towards the Belt and Road Initiative.
Well, first of all, I'm proud that this berth is going to be carrying very big ships that are going to dock. Those that are unable to come to the Mombasa port are going to dock here. It provides an opportunity for Kenya to grow economically, and also the northern corridor countries are going also to import their goods through this gateway. And I'm so happy because it's going to open trade, it's going to unify the countries, and it's also going to link roads through the Ethiopia and South Sudan corridor. And actually it's going to extend to the countries above, even the northern Sudan. If they have cargoes that are bulk, they can also use this gateway.
Tell me, when is the first ship expected to dock here, and when is the completion expected to take place?
The first ship is expected to dock in November. That is when we expect the first ship to dock here. And right now, as you can see, the work is under high pressure, and I can say we already beat the time because the first the berth to be constructed has already been completed, and we are working on the second berth, which we are more than halfway through.
Tell me, how is this? How do you think this port has contributed to the Kenya economy, and how would you say China being a big influencer in the continent? How would you say it has contributed to this project?
Well, first of all, just to mention, I'm an employee of the China Communication Construction Company, and something that I'm really happy about China Construction Company is they have massively invested in this project, and they have worked tirelessly to make it happen, despite all the challenges and the things that are happening within the insecurity. They've been able to comply with all the necessary things they need to do, and they have made it. They have completed. There have been financial challenges, but they never stopped. They continue working, which is a good advantage.
How would you say China has contributed towards this project, perhaps in terms of technology transfer or skills transfer? In your opinion, as and in your expertise as an engineer, what would you say you have gained from working with the Chinese people?
Well, you can see around and check. We have the dredger, which is a big machinery that only few countries have. So it's a great help from the CCC, especially the Chinese that have brought this wonderful equipment. And we also have very large cranes that can carry heavier capacity of load, which is a great privilege that they have offered to make this project to be completed. Without the Chinese and also their cost, the cost they have used to build this project is cheaper compared to if this was given to another foreign company.
Okay. How would you estimate the cost of the project in terms of dollars, and who is financing the project?
Well, the project is financed by the government of Kenya, and the total amount of the project that is projected to cost is going to be $500 million. $500 million.
Perhaps could you tell me, how do you think this project has impacted the community around here? It looks like a very, there's not much activity happening here.
Well, in fact, Lamu has been one region that has been low in terms of employment. And you can imagine, right now, CCC has employed more than 1,000 workers here. And 70%, I bet you, they are from Lamu County. And you can see the impact it's bringing. I can see, as an engineer, I've seen the workers here grow. They have built houses. They have been able to do farming because there is that source of income they've been able to get from the China construction company. And the other thing is we have the local initiatives that CCC has been able to chip in and promote in this region. We have the Lamu culture, which CCC has been a big hand in promoting the Lamu culture that has brought so many people around the country to come and witness.
Perhaps you can tell me, you have benefited as an engineer, and you have told me that you have seen some of the technology that the Chinese company has introduced is of great benefit. How would you say the other employees, perhaps the casual laborers, is there besides getting money to earn a living, is there perhaps some skills or any other way that they're benefiting from working with the Chinese company?
Very much. I would love to compliment the Chinese workers of their. They are very industrious, and they can turn someone that is unskilled to skilled. Um, I am a witness myself. I've been able to see laborers that had no skills, but now we have welders that have come from uh, not skilled workers to be someone that is skilled. We have welders, we have carpenters that have learned here, we have operators that have been able to learn here, and they've even gotten an opportunity to get their license through the China Communication Construction Company. And apart from that is, the Chinese are free. They get to teach people more freely, and you get that opportunity to learn more quickly because they give you that freedom, as long as you have the willingness to do so.
Now I'd like to ask you, what are we expecting? There is so much working here, and I'm told that they're working so many hours a day. How many hours are you working so that you can bring this project to completion?
Well, per day we normally we extend even to sometimes 11 p.m. at night, and if necessarily we normally go till morning, just to make sure the three berths are complete. And something that I'll assure you, in the next coming 1 year, all the three berths will be done.
Okay. So please tell us, what is it we're expecting? And can you please compare? Kenya already has a port in the coastal Kenya, Mombasa port, right? And this port now is coming up. In terms of capacity and the types of activities we're going to see here, how is it going to improve the cargo? And perhaps can you compare it to the other ports?
Well, everything here is bigger. Everything is just bigger. I've gotten the opportunity to work in Mombasa Port. We built about 21 and 22 with Japan Port Consultants at that time. Well, and I've also gotten the opportunity to work here in Lamu, and everything is just bigger. If it's in terms of length-wise, the berth is bigger. The Mombasa port is approximately 300 meters. This is 400 meters. Everything is bigger, including the components used here. They are much bigger. The container is going to be increased. The container that are going to be imported for one ship is going to be increased by 1.5% than the Mombasa port. So, and the capacity, I'll give you in terms of dimension. The berth measures 400 meters. The yard measures 1.2 kilometers. That is nothing compared to the Mombasa port, which has a yard that is a halfway of 1.2. That is maybe 600 meters.
Okay. What about East Africa or the larger African continent? Can you please tell us, after completion, what are we expecting Lamu Port to be like?
Lamu Port is projected to have a total of 32 berths. This is just the beginning of 3 berths. And the next coming berths will be built more faster because the technology is already here and everything that we need to know, the foundation has already been laid. And when the 32 berths will be completed, I'll compare this berth to any other world-class ports, like the Dubai port. And in Africa, I think we are going to be the first country to shine forth, to be like Dubai or any other first world countries.
Okay. Please, could you mention other major ports that we have in the continent? And are we going to be the top? Are we going to be second? Could you please just, because of your experience, compare this port to some of the largest besides Mombasa, perhaps South Africa?
Well, in Africa, we are going to be the largest, actually. In Africa, we are going to be the largest. And that is an achievement that Kenya is going to be congratulated for. And in the world, just to compare, we are going to be the top, and it's going to be counted as a world-class sport. World-class sport. You know, something counted as a world-class is something seen. It is beyond comparison. It is something that cannot be measured. It's something bigger.
Okay, now Kenya has gotten an advantage, and this port being placed here and by far being the largest in East Africa and even in the region, would you say that it has an advantage? And if so, what would be the advantage of it?
The best advantage is the strategy they have put forth for this Lamu port. Is the first 3 berths are going to be owned by the government of Kenya, but also investors have the opportunity to build their own berths. That is going to increase the trade within this region and within Kenya. And you can imagine, as an investor, if you get that opportunity, how you'll be attracted to come quickly and invest in Kenya. And because of the easy terms, and also the countries within will want to make trade with Kenya. And not only this, imagine the cargoes that we have a lot of countries that wanted to import their cargoes directly to Kenya, but because they were unable to directly reach Kenya, they go to other countries like Dubai. Dubai has been a center market for the African countries. Now imagine that shift going from Dubai to Kenya. That means they're going to have the opportunity to ship directly to Kenya because all their cargoes can easily access the country and they can be transported to any other country. It's a big opportunity for Kenya.
Wow. So obviously you're saying Kenya then gets a vantage point and becomes the gateway to Africa. Would you say that?
Yeah, sure. It will be the gateway to Africa.
Okay. And all this is in line with the Belt and Road Initiative.
Actually, and this is a proof. This is a proof. The world is being unified, and I think it's not the Belt and Road Initiative is not all about the infrastructure, but I think it also covers the unifying the world. You know, there is so many. You know, trade boosts that relation, and there have been wars going on, and other countries not having good relation. But you know, the trade will promote that unity, and I think that is what the Belt and Road Initiative is all about. Not just only the infrastructure, but also the unity, unifying the countries.
Okay, so I'm seeing about the LAPSET project explained here on your board. And it's talking about, you know, Kenya is spearheading the development of Lamu Port, South Sudan, Ethiopia transport. Perhaps you can tell us what does this mean for the region, including the Great Lakes region?
Well, the infrastructure is just massive, not only touching about Lamu area, but it goes all through all the parts of Kenya that before people thought that were not productive are going to be productive in the next coming five years. In the next coming 5 years. As you can see, not only the port, we are going to have an infrastructure composed of the railway line. We're also going to have the oil transported all the way from Turkana down to Lamu. And this is going to be via Moyale, Marsabit, Lokichar, Lodwa, Lokichokio, that is the Southern Sudan corridor, and Moyale, Marsabit is going to be the Ethiopia corridor line. And they're going to meet in Siolo all through to Lamu. And one thing I love about this is, just check, all the places that were not developed is where the Lapset is passing through. That means it's an opportunity for them to increase their trade, is an opportunity for them to grow economically. And no part of Kenya will be undeveloped. All the country will be developed. Not only Kenya, but check about Ethiopia. The southern Ethiopia has been some place that has been remote. And you can imagine the development it's going to bring, and also to South Sudan.
Okay, that is great. That is definitely exciting. Have you heard maybe sentiments of some of the traders? What are they saying? Are they looking forward to it?
Well, it's a good opportunity because I've been able to see some very, very big investors come here. People from Saudi Arabia with all the culture, and I really like it because last time I was impressed to see a Chinese national come and say he wants to build his own berth. And not only that, the ambassador, the German ambassador to Kenya visited this place, and she mentioned that this is a great place to be, and he showed interest even for their country to participate in this project. So basically what I'm saying, there have been so many investors come here, and every investor is asking, when is the first berth complete so that we can bring in our staff here? Everyone is so interested to this Lamu Port.
Okay. Thank you very much for all that information. It was very helpful. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Lamu Port, constructed and contracted by the Chinese company, however sponsored by the Kenya government, yet still meeting the Belt and Road Initiative, steered and championed by the great economy, and that is the country of China. It is expected definitely to open up Kenya as a gateway, not only to Africa, but to the world, and indeed helping to improve the economy of the country, creating a win-win situation.